Well, hi friends. Guess what time it is? Back to school time. I haven't done a back to school mani in several years, so I was like, you know what? I should do that. Okay. I got sets coming out my ears, plus some I even used the very last set of it. Ecuadorable, which I use as a neon red, high voltage, neon orange, flying colors, which is the Crayola overlay, pop quiz, which is meant to be God, I can never think of what those are called. Those little notebooks. Anyway, Electric City and Rule Breaker has several options in it for back to school or school time overlays. And then Budapest and Supercharged, which both only had a single strip. They were down to a single strip, you guys. I'm glad I saved them because now look at they're coming in handy dandy. Handy-o dandy-o. Oh, God.
He's fresh leather.
I know. Like, I feel like every time I put on Budapest, I shouldn't rave about it, but how can you not? That was my heart sighing. My heart said, oh, Stacy, it's so good. I said, I know. I know. Let me tell you guys a little story about my poor hands. They have taken a beating.
That's me as a baby.
I remember I talked about my keyboard tray broke, and Dathan replaced it for me a bit ago. Oh, well, I was gone to Marie's, I think it was. So that was awesome. Anyway, so I've got a keyboard slidey tray again. But when he put the new one on, there was one piece of old metal, and I would reach to get my overlay binder or like to put a binder back, and it would gouge my thumb. This is that. Hurts like a son of a, but not as bad as the fact that I dropped my stupid melter, my little mini flat iron that I use to seal my sets. And I was so proud of myself that I caught it until myself realized that I was holding on to the, the actual hot plate of it. So I've got like a big smiley face callus working up there. That was great fun. But let me tell you what the worst bit is. I have a paper cut, the tiniest paper cut on that knuckle, and every time that finger bends, son of a biscuit. That hurts worse than anything, is a little tiny baby paper cut. You guys, my hands have taken a beating. I'm telling you.
It's the Rocky
terrible
signature.
Crap.
It does.
Let me nip that baby down.
This might be a Rocky.
Oh, that one's real cute. It's like a tiny smiley face. Something I can't tell what it is. A music note, maybe? Hang on. A little rainbow? Nope. A music note. I'll be danged. And a star. Yep. Apparently my readers just are not enough. Gotta get out the big dogs. Oh, Supercharged. I love you. I'm telling you, that original round. Well, I call them original round because they were original to when I started using being a Color Street addict. This round that was like Budapest, Supercharged, high voltage. I just don't feel like they can be beat, my friends. Even the ones with like glitter added and such. I'm sorry, they can't compare. Also, they're made with the old chemicals, and I feel like I can tell. They go on nice. They hold up nice. Bring back the old chemicals. Hang on, I gotta nip this edge. I did a bucket load of cuticle work today. Man, my hands needed it so bad, and honestly, I just hadn't done it because I was just being lazy about it. But man alive, they looked like crap on a cracker. How embarrassing. Aw, isn't that cute? There's my little purple crayon. Might be a little crooked, but I'm not going to be sad. Not every color crayon is perfect, my friends. I'll try to get this one better, but we'll see. Yep. No. I don't know. That my ring fingers are just crooked. They curve in towards my middle finger because my middle finger needs support from its friends.
Really?
That's what it is.
As foretold by the prophecy.
Oh, Lord. I don't feel like this is a terribly... I mean, it doesn't feel super creative. But if you have, you know, a little grandy going back to school or something, or a little kid, they would probably appreciate the silliness of this mix. And I was gonna go primary, but I just feel like the neons are so fun. Why go primary if you can go with the neons, I say. I almost used that pop quiz one on the yellow, and I was like, oh wait, no, that's almost gonna give, well, in my head it's gonna give almost like a bumblebee feel, so I'm gonna do that.
My jelly.
Clean that baby up. I was planning fall manis. I'm very excited. Very excited. Bring me the fall. In fact, I have, well, you guys would have noticed this month that the horoscope mani was scheduled for a day I don't normally schedule manis. And I'm going to follow through with that into September, probably October, November, December, like all my, you know, holiday months, like seasonal months where, and not that I don't want to do the horoscope one or whatever, I want to do max amount of like seasonal stuff because that's my time. It's my time to shine, friends. And I'm working on these. We're back at the beginning of August right now. And then into September for ruckus time. And then I should be all set. I did plan out all my August live nails tonight. I'm excited about that.
Peppered egg, sir.
This is gonna be good, I think. Pop quiz over high voltage should be fun. There is one more one. Yeah, I think one more that came with this mixed set that is like a little A+ thing. But it is, the A+ is written in red, so, well, I suppose I could have probably put it over the yellow. Nah, because I do like the paper airplane. I'm good with it. I'm good skipping it. I had plenty of options for back to school type stuff. Trying to think, I don't think they've really done a back to school since these. And I mean, overlays are definitely the way to go. Although they could do a cute little set, I'm sure. All the sets, like when you look online for back to school Manny inspo, because I did do that, they're all basically the same, like the little where you make your finger look like a pencil and eraser, the color crayons, an apple, a ruler. Like, I get it. You know, it's kind of one note, right?
RPG.
But it makes it hard to get real creative with your back to school stuff. At least for me. Also, I used to do a fair amount of these, so it's like you run out of the billion ideas you used to have, or the billion ideas you've already done, I guess. That could be.
Oliver and
I do love Ecuadorable. I gotta nip this. Supercharged is hanging over a bit here, and it's keeps sticking to my finger. Ecuadorable, old set,
Do you
but
still want to take this train?
I still feel like it's readily available. I mean, not like hop on Color Street and order it kind of available, but I do still feel like you can find it fairly easy. That is one thing with all the stylists who have quit, is that, lordy, there's nails, there is Color Street coming out our ears. Like, if you want to hit, you know, eBay, Poshmark, D-Stash groups, etc. There's Facebook Marketplace. Honestly, I think you'll find them cheaper if you go to like eBay and Poshmark and Marketplace, but also some of the D-Stash groups you'll randomly get a good find.
My wet specimens.
Something good that came out of all those that jumped ship. I have heard there is a fair amount of those who've jumped ship now have regretted it and are coming back, and has nothing to do with the like changes they've made to their whatever you call it, compensation plan or whatever. Is this the big or the little? Little. But they're just finding that things weren't quite what they were sold. I will say this. There is like a portion of MLM.
That is a good one to show you.
Sellers that sell because that's what they do. Does that make sense? Like, they just hop ground floor to ground floor. But then there is a portion that just do it because they love it. And I find the ones that stayed around because they just love it. You know? So, and those that went with the getting in on the ground floor thing, and also at least for well, for quite a few of them, but Cleo for sure, they weren't getting in on the ground floor because like Marie, Rainbow Nails with Marie, she was selling Cleo for like a year. That's not, you don't come in a year later and say you're getting in on ground floor, but it worked to get a crap ton of her team to follow her, but now they're not having quite the success they thought they were going to, from what I'm hearing. So, and seeing just, you know, online. But, you know, girl, you gotta do what tickles you. That's the key to it. If you're gonna do an MLM, you gotta do one that you really super duper love. And for me, I don't like turning stuff I love into a job. I've learned my lesson on that several times in my life. You know, that old saying that says, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It's bullshit, because
At least he's happy.
if you have something you love and then you turn it into a job, all of a sudden, it's not as great fun. For me, anyway. That's why I don't sell, girl. That's why I just use it, because I freaking love it. And I love this nail. This strip is a banger. That is so fun. I also really love this. But I feel like I could use this on Halloween. It's got kind of a cool print. And I still wish I could think what those stupid notebooks are called. It's like itching my head, telling me, and I can't. It's teasing my brain.
Yeah, damn, okay.
Composition. I knew I'd get it. Composition notebook. Oh, take that, composition notebook. I know you guys were yelling that at me. All right. Oh, they're really fun, you guys. They're cute.
Put you guys next to me.
Totally cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. A little cleanup. Maybe some heat, since I did do overlay on every single finger. There they are. We're ready to go back to school, my friends. See you next week.